What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Day One Radio right here on Live Hip Hop Daily. I'm Maurice Garland with my man
Brandon LSK. What's going on, people? How y'all doing out there in podcast, internet, and whatever else you watch us and listen to us world? Hope everything is good. Make sure that y'all follow us on Day One Radio and talk to us, man. Let us know how you feeling about the show. All feedback is good feedback, and make sure you rate, review, and subscribe via Apple Podcasts. That is very, very important. How your week been going, man?
It's been going pretty good, man. Thanks for asking. You know what I'm saying? I think I was one of the. I went to see Black Panther with the rest of everybody else. Okay. I said I was going to give myself a week for it to die down, but I did wind up going on Friday. No, what did I go? Saturday. I went on Saturday. And they was actually showing it at Landmark at Midtown.
That's where I went. I figured I could miss a lot of the crowd. Yeah, going to the kind of artsy theater.
And they didn't even have it on the sign. I didn't even have it on the sign out front. You would have not have known that they were showing it there unless you walked up.
I didn't even know that.
And got a ticket.
I didn't know that because it was in like 3 or 4 different theaters there too, I believe. So. Yeah, it was good. Herb, our producer, hasn't seen it yet, so we're gonna have to, I guess, navigate around certain sport. But you text me something hella funny about the movie, about the plane thing.
Well, under further investigation from the homie Alvin, aka Aqua, who's like one of the biggest comic book heads I know, he said no, they do show you how old boy landed. Not physically, but he said like it's in. It's gonna be hard to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
He said it's cool.
Okay,
like,
right, so
if you ain't seen it, just pause and go see the movie and come back to the podcast.
So the character Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan's character, dude shows up in Wakanda with Claw dead in the bag, and I'm like, well, how did dude get there? I could have swore he did not know how to get to Wakanda. Never been there before. That's why he had, you know what I'm saying, turned on the white dude like, hey, you taking me to Wakanda. Then he shot him. So I'm like, well, how you getting there now? Then the next scene or so, he just dragging a dead international terrorist, you know what I'm saying, into a foreign land. And nobody says nothing. I'm like, well, where is the scene where dude landed there? Where is the scene where dude found out how to get there? Because, like, Wakanda was hidden, wasn't it? It was like, you know what I'm saying? It was like a hidden behind.
He didn't land in the city part. He landed before the hologram or whatever it was. But
they were saying that he found out how to get there from coordinates being in the book that his dad left behind. I did not know that. Like to me, they did not make that explicitly clear.
That wasn't explicitly clear to me.
What he was looking at when he was flipping through the book.
Yeah.
And by that point, I was like, I thought he was already there. That's how he was able to go under.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That wasn't explicitly clear to me either. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a good movie. I'm happy that it's breaking all kind of records. I think 404 million over 4 days, which is insane. Especially,
that's damn near $500 million.
Right. And they haven't even opened in China, Russia, or Japan, and a bunch of other like smaller countries. So that number is going to skyrocket. I think it opens in China March 1st. You know, China got 1 billion people, period. So I'm sure at least, you know, a good percentage of those people are going to go see the movie. You know, just because of the hype, man. But I thought it was very well put together. I thought the acting was great. I've seen people like nitpick CGI and stuff like that. I don't even look at movies like that. Like I'm there for the storyline and the action scenes and all that. There was a lot of symbolism. In the movie. I'm hoping that, like, I've seen a lot of people talk online. I'm hoping that we get together some think tanks and some discussion groups and break down a lot of stuff. Because there's a lot of things that people are having issues with. There are a lot of things that people are really happy about. You definitely got Team T'Challa and Team Killmonger. You know what I mean?
And it seems like the narrative is changing like almost hourly. Because it seems like immediately after people saw the movie, folks was like, man, I don't know, bro. Killmonger had some points. I'm rocking with him. And then it turned into, so if you Team Killmonger, you must be Team choking bitches out and killing your girlfriend too. You know
like, and I'm like, but my thing is this is still a Hollywood movie. Like, in order for somebody to clearly be the villain, you have to write in things like that. Like, because if he had not choked out the old lady or shot his girl, like, dude, it would have been like they both heroes and we just trying to pick a side. Like, they had to make him feel like a villain. I will say this, and you know, and anybody who listens to this show regularly knows, when I walked in and within the first 30 seconds of the film, they're playing Too Short in the Trunk, I was like, oh, I'm here for this. I'm here for this all day. Shout out to Ryan Coogler, because that's an Oakland-ass movie.
Right, man. When I heard and saw that scene, I was like, they got Short Dog playing in a Marvel movie?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was expecting that to happen because I kept hearing people saying, like, oh, man, they finding ways to connect it to Oakland, but I didn't know that was going to be the connection.
Oh, yeah, bro.
You know
it was deep, man. It was deep. And then even, like, the whole how Michael B. Jordan was acting as Killmonger, like, he acted like an Oakland dude. Like, I guess if you ain't from the town or never really spent a lot of time there, you probably just couldn't tell he was just a street dude, whatever. No, that was Oakland personified.
Wow.
Like, he had it down. Like, he said he listened to a lot of Pac. He had to do more than that because he had it down for sure. But I mean,
this is also the man that played Oscar Grant. You know what I'm saying? So
you're right.
He has a lot to pull from as an actor.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm a lot of people are saying they're going to see it twice and three. I know people who have seen it twice already. Mm-hmm. My man over the court, he said he already seen it twice.
I have friends that
Yeah. Yeah, man. I definitely want to. I'm gonna probably check it out again because I'm sure it's stuff I missed because I've never been. We talked about it before. I never been a comic book person, so it was a lot of things that I was unaware of, and I didn't sit to the end through the extra scene.
Oh man, like I'm not a comic book person, but I know at least to do that. Like anytime I go see any comic book movie, like I know I'm supposed to sit down until the very, very end, so they damn near sweeping up the popcorn off the ground.
I went in the middle of the day, so I had stuff to do. So I was like, let me get out of here. It's good. Let me bounce. But it was cool, man. And I think because I wanted to see it where I could pay attention to it, but I got to go see it in like a black theater. Like, I'm going to probably go like on a Saturday night. And like...
Well, you ain't about to hear a damn thing. You about to miss more than you missed the first time.
It's you got to want the experience as well. Like, and I think last night kind of like... put me in that mode. If for those who live in Atlanta or have been paying attention to social media, last night Spike Lee had the 30th anniversary of School Days at Fox Theater, which is like our fancy theater here in Atlanta. And when I tell you, bro, that is top 5, and I've seen damn near everybody, that is top 5 entertainment experiences I've ever had in my life.
Really?
That shit was incredible, bro.
Wow.
Like, couple thousand people, all in their HBCU stuff, all in their frat and sorority paraphernalia, singing along to the movie, dancing in the aisles, doing the dialogue, doing the scene. Like, it was incredible, bro.
Wow, that's nice.
There's nothing like being black, man. Like, nothing. Like, I've seen stuff from Rocky Horror Picture Show, and they dress up and do the cosplay and all. It ain't the same thing, bro. Because there was people in there in their 50s and 60s. And it was people in there that just graduated from college. Spike was there. I think Spike was faded. He was up on stage cussing and stuff. He got there, walked up and down the line, taking pictures with everybody, signing autographs. Like, it was dope, man. It was a beautiful experience, man.
Do you think a film like Black Panther having this kind of success, I mean, you know, it's already been proven that, you know, black folks will come out and support a movie if they feel
100%.
that, like, they're
Our movies, black movies, always make more money than white movies because they cost less.
But I was going to ask this: do you think we'll see more films like this where it's like superhero theme, Afrofuturistic stuff? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times with black films, they still tend to focus on stuff from the past. They tell old stories, or they tell modern stories that are, you know, hella dramatic or sad or something like that. Do you think we're going to get more movies to where it's like somebody messing around and buy the rights to a, you know, what's Octavia Butler? That's the author. Octavia Butler is the author. Well, somebody buys the rights to one of her movies, like, all right, we're going to do this futuristic thing. You know what I'm saying? Do you see?
I think so. I think so because it's a wave. Like, we I don't remember who it was, but somebody was likening what this could be to what blaxploitation was in the 70s, whereas yes, it's positive as far as financially for our actors and actresses and directors and writers, but at the same time, Hollywood often uses entertainment to pacify people during times of turmoil. So it's like we're winning on the screen, we're doing great things on the screen, but we out here struggling in real life. So I think because if you think about it, even like the Shaft movies, all that stuff, it was the brother beating the man, beating the police, all that stuff, but that shit wasn't happening in real life. So a lot of times if you feel helpless, you can be pacified by things like that, and that can be your symbolic win. Like, black folks love symbolism. So my thing is, what I like is that I feel like this is spurring thought. And I wasn't around during blaxploitation, so I don't know if it spurred thought then, but it's spurring thought, and it's spurring a lot of people to think about how things can change, how they can push forward. And hopefully it does, but I definitely see, I mean, dude, you can't argue, you would be an absolute idiot to not try to ride this wave when this movie has made damn near $500 million in 4 days.
Right.
It cost $200 million to make. They probably spent another $100 million in marketing, and they done made their money back. And everybody who loved this film is going to buy the Blu-ray when it comes out.
Right.
That's one of those tangible goods that you actually want a physical copy. You're not going to depend on Netflix or on demand. You actually want it because you know the extras and all that shit is going to be ridiculous. You know what I mean? So what I would love to see happen, and I've heard them talk about it, is Coogler has talked about doing something on Mansa Musa, which would be crazy. And for those who don't know, Mansa Musa is the richest man in the history of the world from the Mali Empire. I believe the first Mali Empire, which I feel like a lot of Wakanda was patterned after. You know what I mean? So that would be pretty ill, man.
I do know they already got something else up their sleeve. Like him and Michael B. Jordan, like they're going to be working on a movie about the Atlanta, the APS cheating scandal.
Really?
Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I was wondering what happened to it because like it got announced years ago, and now it's kind of resurfaced since they're like, oh man, they just did this. So like the reports are resurfacing that they're picking up production on that. So
that would be
interesting.
That would be pretty ill. So, did you watch the All-Star game?
No. I watched All-Star Saturday night. I did not watch the All-Star game.
So you watched the skills challenge?
Yeah, like I had access to cable television on Saturday night. I did not have access to cable television on Sunday.
I understand. Well, what did you think of the dunk contest? I thought Dennis Smith got robbed.
Yeah, that was some funky scoring they did, man. Like that was weird. You know what I'm saying? That was very weird. That a man that missed the dunk got 31 points, and a dude that completed a double pump dunk the way he did got 39.
Yeah, man.
That was weird.
Dude,
and so many 10s were handed out that night too,
that's
man.
Because, dude, you should not. Nobody who has never dunked at no point in their life should be a dunk contest judge.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, there is only one person up there that has ever dunked.
Lisa Leslie.
Dunked twice.
Nah, Lisa Leslie's been dunking since like high school. But seriously, like if 5 people from high school cannot vouch for you dunking at the playground, in a game, layup line, nothing, you can't judge a dunk contest.
Yeah,
I know DJ Khaled wasn't always big, but I'm pretty sure he's never dunked. Yeah, I'm damn sure that Chris Rock has never dunked. He don't look like he got an athletic bone in his body. And who was the other judge?
Mark Wahlberg.
Fuck out of here. I don't even discuss him. I don't even discuss him. He's
the guy from Boston in the building said, I can vouch. Yeah. He's never dunked.
Yeah. I don't fuck with Marky Mark at all. I don't even know what that's some Boston shit. If y'all can hear him, he over there talking about. So yeah, the dunk contest. I thought it was cool. I like Larry Nance, bringing out his pops and all of that stuff. That was cool.
I didn't know that this shows you how much I've seen it over the last few years. I did not know that they condensed it like that now.
Yeah,
like they condensed that and the 3-point contest. I'm like, damn, it's over already?
I'm happy that they don't have the fans voting anymore. That shit was whack. Mm-hmm. Even though I don't believe the fans actually voted, that was the determination. It was whack. But yeah, it was some talent in there though. Like Dennis Smith can dunk, Larry Nance can dunk. Obviously Donovan Mitchell does his thing, so I like it. It's just Oladipo. They just got to figure out something to make it not so anticlimactic, man. Like the way it ends is hella weird, and they have to be aware of that.
I think they should consider getting rid of the gauntlet system. Period. Like if you're gonna have 4 dunkers, have 3 rounds, and all 4 of them dunk in every round instead of doing the gauntlet thing. Because like now that dude that like missed the dunk was like, oh man, he would have killed it if he made it. He's like out, and it's like, damn, ain't no telling what else he had up his sleeve if he could have completed that one dunk. So they should have all 4 of the dunkers competing all 3 rounds and get rid of the gauntlet, semifinals.
The other reason I agree with that is because there's a lot of filler in between the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, the skills challenge. Like, bro, make the actual stuff that people came to see a little longer. And cut out.
Oh, you talking about like all the NBA cares performances?
I mean, I ain't gonna call the NBA cares filler, but it's just stuff that didn't nobody come to see. Like, man, who cares? It don't take that long to pull 5 racks off of a court and sweep the court down so fools can dunk. Yeah. Like, just let them do their thing. Like, but the game was actually good. You missed a hell of an All-Star game.
I heard the game was actually
one of the best All-Star games I've ever seen before.
Do you think they're going to take LeBron's advice for next year, where they said you should have the players show up the day before and they pick who they want on their team the day before? That way that prevents the whole, oh man, my guy got injured, now I got to play with somebody that I ain't even pick. You know what I'm saying? So like, do you think they should line them up old school style day before, so you know that who's there, you know who's going to be there, and you pick them?
Why not? I mean, they can do it before. Like, they practice the day before the game anyway, and I believe I know the practice is definitely open to media, so why not do it there? Give people a reason to come, and they have the NBA, they used to call it jam session, I don't know what they call it now, so that would be dope if they had it there and just do the picks and all of that. That would be hard.
So speaking of one of the judges, did you watch Chris Rock's Netflix special?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's pretty damn good, man. Like it's Chris Rock. I mean, Chris Rock has had his hits and misses. You know,
it ain't been a bad Chris Rock special. In
like some of them have had their moments. It's like, I can only remember but so much of Kill the Messenger. You know what I'm saying? Like he's had his moments, but. Yes, I do think it's better than Dave Chappelle's joint, because like Dave Chappelle to me, like I said, like these last we can count 4 Netflix specials. I think I can actually say I liked one, and another one might have been alright. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't watched the last. I watched the first 30 minutes of the ones they dropped New Year's, and I haven't got back to it. I just
but this Chris Rock one, man, it's like it's some grown man shit. Like, and he was very open about, the end of his marriage and what he contributed to the ending of his marriage. You know what I'm saying? He was very open and vulnerable about things that, cats really ain't making. You don't hear them making too many jokes out of. You know what I'm saying? And then like he spent a long time going off on the police. You know what I'm saying? Like exceptionally long. You know what I'm saying? Just like, goddamn, what the fuck? But like. Some of it also reminded me, rest in peace, of like Patrice O'Neal. Like he went like down some Patrice O'Neal avenues too, which made me think like, I wonder if he was watching a lot of Patrice O'Neal. You know what I'm saying? While writing these jokes,
it could have been that divorce.
Yeah. Cause like a lot of it, I was like, damn, I'm hearing a lot of Patrice O'Neal type stuff in here. So I wonder how much of an influence that had, on his writing. But no, it's definitely worth. Checking out of like the string of Netflix specials that have been dropping. Like I think he's already kind of like put himself at the top of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, a lot of these Netflix specials, they've just kind of been okay. Like you're surprised to see them. You're like, oh shit, Central the Entertainer on Netflix. Oh damn, Cat Williams got another one on. Like you're like, they got everybody. But then when you sat down and watch them, you're like, yeah, it's alright. You know what I'm saying? D. Ray Davis was tight though.
Where did he film that?
He filmed
it
it
was in Atlanta,
yeah,
but what?
I don't know where. I don't know where.
I
like,
was looking like none of this
the
looks like
D. Ray Davis one is tight. I ain't heard too many people talk about that one. The D. Ray Davis, huh?
It was cool to me.
I like the D. Ray Davis one. That shit was funny.
Yeah, it was cool. Was it better than Monique's special? Shout out to my loves. Don't worry about it. Nah. Y'all cash Monique out, man. Let her get her bread, man. Stop playing. So her husband can get off our TVs and our radio stations. And nobody asks your opinion, cuz. Anyway. But anyway. Dude, so All-Star Weekend, it was a lot of music that came out. A lot of it I have not listened to, but one that I have been playing like crazy is Nipsey Hussle Victory Lap. Have you got a chance to check out some of it?
I have, man. I have. And it's like, I like what I heard so far. It's like, I need to go back and listen to it because, like, when I tried to listen to it, I was just in one of them moods where it's like, I don't really feel like listening to rap this second.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I knew I wasn't going to really appreciate it. But one thing I always dug about his music is that, you know, you never get the sense that Buddy just is in there just rapping to be rapping. Like, dude is always keeping the listener in mind. Like, yo, I'm going to drop a jewel on you. I'm going to motivate you to do this, or I'm going to put you up on game about that. You know what I'm saying? So I did definitely catch those same Nipsey vibes from this album. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciated what I heard so far. What did you think of it?
I like it. I mean, I was looking forward to it, as we have mentioned before on the podcast, and I listened to it the day it came out, which I rarely ever do. And I was feeling it, man. Like, it's a lot of songs on there I like. I think it kind of it's 16 tracks. I think it kind of lulled a little bit
in the middle,
yeah. But then it picked up steam again at the end. I was surprised the joint with Swizz wasn't on the album. Because Jake One, our homie Jake One, friend of the show, he co-produced that with 1500 or Nothing, but he did a couple other joints on there too. So it was actually, you know, a pretty good look. I wasn't mad at it, man. And he had LA on fire for sure. Like, that marketing was super on point, man, for sure. So I'm happy about that, man. And I think he gave a lot of game as well, which you expect from him, from his interviews and just him maturing and everything. But I've even seen, like, magazines and websites come out with, like, the 20 most important or 20 best lyrics from Victory Lap. So, and people don't really look at Nip as a lyricist like that, but he's saying some real shit.
Yeah.
So you kind of gotta respect it.
It's like, you know, his kind of music, like, it's from that, you know, Jay-Z, Rich Forever era Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, when you're listening to it, it's almost like you're, like, internalizing the shit more so than, oh man, you hear what that nigga said, let me rewind it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you listen to it, some music just kind of makes you feel like you're already at that place you're trying to get to. And, like, you know, the lyrics are kind of like a road map, you know what I'm saying? It might not be a lot of, you know, multisyllabic words and wordplay and everything like that, but, you know what I'm saying, like, he does a good job at, like, that mind state music, you know what I'm saying? That's what he does well.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we kind of need that in this day and time, man. There's a lot going on. Obviously, everybody has been talking about the shooting that took place in Parkland, Florida. And it's like,
yo, those students are down there going in, though, man. Like, they raising hell. Like, the survivors,
yeah,
they're marching up on legislators. They raising hell. Kudos to them. Like, I mean, you know, they took we all kind of took an L today, you know what I'm saying, with the legislators even, like, you know, pretty much, like, deading that bill, you know what I'm saying, that would have, you know what I'm saying, gone for more stricter gun laws and whatnot. But, like, they're raising hell. Like, this is the first time I've actually seen, like, young people raise hell, you know what I'm saying, because it seems like this is the first time really since Columbine, and forgive me if I'm losing track of all of the school shootings we've had in America.
It's been
but this is the first time we've seen the young people actually, like, really voicing themselves and making, like raising some hell. Because a lot of times you always hear like from parents or political pundits, but from like the mouths of themselves, like they going on Twitter, they going on the news, like, challenging anybody that has anything to say. They're like, look, bro, you was not hiding in the closet for 2 hours. I was in that shit. I ain't trying to hear a damn thing you talking about.
And I want to say that they're doing a march in Tallahassee, up to the Capitol in Tallahassee, and that's just, I kudos to him, because you kind of gotta be in the position in life where you don't know enough to be fearful,
right? To
really stand on something at times. You know what I mean? It's you're rebellious, whatever they want to call it, but you gotta push forward, man. Like, who would ever want to see their kids go through that? And then another thing what's crazy is they keep talking about gun laws. But, like, dude, criminals don't go to the store to buy their guns. You know what I mean? This dude went out of his way and got a lot of them guns through illegal means. So when we talk about gun control, let's not just talk about making it difficult to buy weapons. If they wanted this shit to stop, make it illegal to manufacture weapons. How about that?
And that's the thing. Like, I was reading article just last week where they were talking about, folks are like, oh man, we need to get at the NRA and NRA members and all that. But it's like, when you break down the NRA budget, they don't even make their money from the membership dues. They make their money from the gun manufacturers' support. So it's like, they're not even fighting the war for their actual members. You know what I'm saying? It's like only a small fraction of their budget. They get all their money from the gun manufacturers who are buying advertisements in their multiple magazines, you know what I'm saying? And, funneling money towards them for different things. So it's like, so you're right to that degree, man. It's like, it's the gun manufacturers that people need to start, like setting their sights on.
And we also need to stop putting this shit on mental illness, man. Like, there are people out there that are really mentally ill, that really have disorders, that ain't out here killing people. Mm-hmm. Like, so stop that shit. Just because somebody is bipolar or even schizophrenic or suffers from PTSD don't mean they're going to shoot up a school or shoot up a concert. Like, everything is a scapegoat situation. Like, they always trying to find some disenfranchised segment of the population to put shit on. If you ain't putting on Muslims, you putting on black people, you putting on the mentally ill, you putting on Latinos. Like, dude, this bullshit. The common denominator between most of these shootings is white men or men who are Latino and identify as white, like the dude in Parkland, Florida, who have ties to white supremacist groups or anti-government groups. Mm-hmm. So if you want to stop the shit, start investigating them, start tapping their phone lines, start treating them how y'all treat black identity extremists now, and how you treat Muslims in this country who don't have shit to do with any of the terrorism that's going on. Like, stop the bullshit. But we all know that, but it's unfortunately, like, if you watch CNN all day, you feeding, or Fox News or MSNBC, wherever you get your news from, and they feeding and pumping all of this propaganda into your mind. And I'm not saying propaganda is a negative term, because there's positive and negative propaganda. You're gonna believe it after a while. You know what I mean? Like, if you hear every day for 2 weeks that something is a certain thing, then it's gonna start seeping into your mind. Like, we gotta be critical thinkers, man. Don't sit up and just watch TV all day. Read. Listen to those kids, because they were actually there, and they actually have opinions on what happens. Like, because there's no way that this shit should happen.
I would dare say, just start watching news, period. Because, like, I don't look at the news. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I look at enough information to stay aware to where it's like, I'm not surprised the next day. Where it's like, I'm walking out there, like, oh shit, we don't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I ain't trying to just be like watching the news all the goddamn time about everything, because half that shit is just stuff that's out there just to brainwash you, you know what I'm saying, or make you upset. You know
I think if you aware, like, I used to never watch local news. Now I find myself watching local news a little bit more just to know kind of what's going on immediately. I'll tell you a good source for news, and not to plug nobody else shit, but Up First from NPR It's like 13 minutes every morning of the most important stories worldwide, and I listen to that shit every day. And they don't really seem to have an angle. You know, everybody got an angle, but they don't have as much of an angle. So that's kind of what I'm on, man. We got to do better, man. Like, period. Because this shit cannot continue to keep happening, bro. Like, when things like that happen, I'll wake up and I'll be like, dude, why the fuck do I still live here? Like, what is the purpose of me living in this country?
That's the thing, though, man. It's like, I hate to sound cliche, but it's like, that's what the country was built on. That's why, like, out of all the amendments, out of all the shit that you think would be important in this country, the gun shit is number 2. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it ain't number 19, it ain't number 25. Like, it's number 2. You know what I'm saying? It's like the first 2 things are, I can say what the fuck I want, and I can pack my shit to goddamn back it up. Like, it's like 1 and 2. So it's like, goddamn, like, what? I mean, we know some of the things that we can do, but, like, it's a country that is built on that. This country is built on the gun. So it's like, all we can do is kind of try to contain the gun. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like it's been an uptick, though, bro. Like, I feel like the gun violence is really, like, I know motherfuckers can't fight no more. And ain't nobody going head up, but goddamn, you ain't got you can get a bat, get a knife, get some shit that somebody can come back from. Like, you don't need to shoot everybody. You got a dispute with somebody and y'all can't talk it out, man. Figure that shit out, man. But it shit is sad. And the media really needs to stop trying to portray this dude as a victim. Like, man, stop. Everybody done been through shit. Ain't nobody trying to hear you. Your mama died from the flu. You got kicked out of school. So the fuck what? Grow up. Nigga, you 19 years old. You a man now. Hold your nuts. Stop with the bullshit, killing innocent people. And now he in solitary confinement, and his lawyer is trying to fight for him not to get the death penalty. I'm like, good. Let him rot in jail. Let him be. He 19. I hope he lived to be 110 years old and spend every day of his life in jail.
Nah, for real, like, we need to get on that shit that Black Mirror on. Where it's
I still have not watched the show, man.
There's an episode of Black Mirror where they got rid of jails and prisons. Well, they got rid of the behind the bars aspect of it. But they pretty much made you live the crime that you committed. Like, so if you did something, they will make you have to live that crime over and over and over again for a studio audience.
Damn.
They turned it into like a, what were they calling it? I think it was like Crime Zoo or the Crime Park. Like, they made like an amusement park. They replaced the prison system with amusement parks where it was like, if you committed this crime, you know, people get to do that crime to you, or, you know, they get to watch you relive that crime as the victim. You know what I'm saying? For a nominal fee. You know what I'm saying? So you can pay a ticket.
That is taking voyeurism a little too far. Like, that's out of control. That's super out of control, man. I hate to end on the crime note and somber note, but did you see what Ray Caruth did?
Ray Caruth is still doing stuff?
Dude, Ray Caruth get out of jail in 8 months.
What?
Oh, word?
Yeah. Ray Caruth getting out. So he wrote an open letter, 14 pages, apologizing for the crime. And I believe in the letter he says something along the lines of wanting custody of his son when he gets out.
Oh. Like another kid or the kid that
the kid didn't die. Well, he tried to kill the baby mama, but she was pregnant. He tried to kill her because she was pregnant. Dude, I'm just like, everybody deserves a second chance. But I don't see no court system in the world giving the dude custody that killed your mama. I don't see it happening. And you can be sad. Niggas is always sad and apologetic when they get caught. Like, would you be sad and apologetic if you had never got caught?
Yeah, it's like I don't believe in second chances for everything. Like, there can be second chances for certain things, and that's not one of them.
That ain't one of them. So yeah, man, Ray Caruth get out of jail, and he wanted. The weird thing is the mother. I believe his the child's grandmother has been taking care of the child all these years. And the letter is clearly to her, but it was penned as an open letter. Like, I'm like, why didn't he just send it directly to her? Like, that's hella weird to me. Like, that just makes me feel like you want attention and you trying to change public opinion about you, which is never going to change.
No.
You're a black dude who hired somebody to kill the mother of your child and then went and hid and got caught in a trunk. If that ain't the most, like, dirtbag shit of all, you get caught in a trunk, you look extremely guilty, and you look like a coward. So, yeah, don't come shoot me, Ray. But, yo, we appreciate you listening. Appreciate you watching. Once again, rate, subscribe, and review on Apple Podcasts. You can check us out wherever you listen to podcasts. And before we go, yo, shout out to the homie D-Day, man. Atlanta Monster been the #1 podcast in the country for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
And y'all heard it here first, that was the next podcast that they was dropping, man. Everybody over there at Tenderfoot, everybody over at How Stuff Works, man. Congratulations on your success. We'll see you next week with another dope show.